We will now begin our discussion of the solution to problem 11-21, which was assigned for homework last week. Problem 11-21 involves the Midwest Consulting Group, which helps companies build balanced scorecards. As part of their marketing efforts, they conduct an annual balanced scorecard workshop for prospective clients. Their newest employee, your boss, has asked you to participate in this year's workshop by explaining to attendees how a company's strategy determines the measures that are appropriate for its balanced scorecard. Your boss has provided you with the following excerpts, which are on page 505, from the annual report of Applied Pharmaceuticals and from the annual report of Destination Resorts International's annual report. Part 1 asked us to, said, based on the excerpts above, compare and contrast the strategies of Applied Pharmaceuticals and Destination Resorts International. As you could pick up from reading each of those excerpts, both companies view training as important. They both want to leverage technology in order to be successful, and they're very concerned with minimizing defects. One is a manufacturer, the other is a service company, and they describe defects in different ways, but they both are very concerned with those. So Applied Pharmaceuticals is a product-focused company. All right, Destination Resorts service focused. Other than that, their training, DRI's training resources are focused on frontline employees, whereas Applied Pharmaceuticals are focused on engineers. They view engineers as being the catalyst for success in their organization. Given that, Part 2 asks us to select the balanced scorecard measures for each company and link the balanced scorecard measures using the framework from Exhibit 11.5. Then asks us to use the arrows to show the causal links between performance measures and show whether the performance measure should increase or decrease over time. Feel free to create measures that may not be specifically mentioned in the chapter, but nonetheless make sense given the strategic goals of each company. If we look at the solution here for Applied Pharmaceuticals, all right, the measures that were given in the excerpt are given here, and here you can see the causal links between each of the four areas. All right, you'll see that in the learning and growth area, they measure success in this area as dollars invested in engineering technology, as well as dollars invested in engineering training per engineer. They also look at, they want to attract the best and brightest, so the percentage of job offers that are accepted by candidates that they are recruiting to their company. They feel that all of these measures in the learning and growth area have a impact on research and development yield. In other words, the number of new products they're able to bring to market. They also view in the internal business process area defect rates as being a measure that they want to control and obviously have less of them, and that's part of the internal business process. They feel that the R&D yield, all right, has an effect on the customer's perception of the first-to-market capability, and defect rates have an effect on the customer perception of product quality. Both of these measures within customer have an effect on return on stockholders' equity. All right, both of these do. All right, Part 3 asked us to see what hypothesis, all right, you are built into each balanced scorecard. And for Applied Pharmaceuticals, we'll look at Destination Resorts in a little bit, it works much like this. And if the dollars invested in engineering technology increase, symbolized by the plus sign here, then the research and development yield will increase. If the percentage of job offers accepted increases, then the research and development yield will increase. If the dollars invested in engineering training per engineer increase, then the research and development yield will increase. If the defects per million of opportunities decrease, then the customer perception of product quality will increase. If the research and development yield increases, then the customer perception of first-to-market capability will increase. If the customer perception of first-to-market capability increases and the customer perception of product quality both increase, then return on stockholders' equity will increase. That is the rationale or hypotheses that underlie the balanced scorecard for Applied Pharmaceuticals. Now let's take a look at a sample balanced scorecard for Destination Resorts International. If you've identified these measures for each of the 4 areas, alright, you see that in the learning and growth area, employee turnover is important to keep to a minimum. Employee morale is shown in a survey. Alright, obviously looking to increase employee morale. And the number of employees receiving database training. They're looking for that measurement to increase also. You'll see all 3 of these are measures within the learning and growth area. You can see if we take one by one, if employee turnover is kept to a minimum, it would be expected that the percentage of error-free repeat customer check-ins would increase. Room cleanliness would increase, and the average time to resolve a customer complaint would increase. It's seen that if employee morale, as shown in the survey, increases, percentage of customer error-free repeat customer check-ins would increase, as well as room cleanliness, as well as the average time to resolve a customer complaint. Finally, the number of employees receiving database training would hopefully, if that increased, the percentage of error-free repeat customer check-ins should increase. Within this internal business process, they're obviously concerned with room cleanliness, the average time to resolve a complaint of a customer, and error-free repeat customer check-ins. They want that percentage to be high. All of those are part of the process. If they all, well, I should say if the percentage of error-free repeat customer check-ins increases, we would expect the number of repeat customers to increase. Room cleanliness increases, so should the number of repeat customers. And finally, if the average time to resolve a customer complaint decreases, that should also increase the number of repeat customers. Number of repeat customers increases, that should increase sales revenue. This is the balanced scorecard for Destination Resorts International. The hypothesis underlying this balanced scorecard is much what I just gave you, that if the employee turnover decreases, then percentage of error-free repeat customer check-ins and room cleanliness will increase, and the average time to resolve customer complaints will decrease. You can say each of this, alright, as given by the arrows. Alright, so number of employees receiving database training increase, then the percentage of error-free repeat customer check-ins will increase. If employee morale increases, then the percentage of error-free check-ins should increase, room cleanliness should increase, and the average time to resolve a customer complaint should decrease. If the percentage of error-free customer check-ins increases, number of repeat customers should increase. If room cleanliness increases, number of repeat customers should increase. If the average time to resolve a customer complaint decreases, that should also have an effect on the number of customers that come back to this destination or this resort. Finally, if the number of repeat customers increases, that'll have a positive effect on sales revenue, and sales will increase. This does it for our discussion of the solution of problem 1121.